Hey everyone, my name is Wedge, and we're back with some sweet Born of the Gods spoilers. There's no time to waste. Go! Our first spoiler of the day is PIFAN E Storm. For 1 red mana, you get an aura enchantment. When placed on a creature, you can pay 1 red and tap it to discard a card, then draw a card. On its own, this card is okay. Nothing special here, until you remember Inspired. The mechanic that rewards you for untapping, Inspired makes tapping creatures all that more relevant. It's clear the design team set out to create a number of inspired enablers that don't require attacking. What makes me most excited about this card is that it shows that the set will be filled with mechanical synergy. Next, we'll talk about a creature a lot of people are excited about. Kioras Follower is a 1 blue, 1 green 2/2. That's not important. What's important is that its ability untaps another target permanent. Inspire triggers all the time. This is sweet. I can see this card getting constructed play if more powerful inspired cards are revealed. Either way, amazing and limited. Our next spoiler comes from the Japanese Wizard site. Fateful Intervention is 2 colorless and 3 green for an instant. Put 2 3/3 green Centaur enchantment creature tokens onto the battlefield. If it's your turn, scry 2. This card is sweet. Anyone remember Ethereal Armor? No? How about a Johnny's Chosen? The fact that this card creates 2 enchantments at instant speed is pretty crazy. 5 mana is a lot, but at instant speed, with a possible scry 2, I can't pass this up. This is obviously limited playable. As far as constructed is concerned, I guess we'll have to see, but I wouldn't count it out. Prepare yourselves. This spoiler is ridiculous. Hero of Iroas is a 2 mana 2/2 with Heroic. Pretty cool. Oh wait! Aura spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. What? It's about time a card like this was printed. In a format filled with enchantments, this card is insane. Did you forget about Bestow? Someone go buy 20 Boon Satyrs now! Yes, this does affect bestowed creatures. The spell becomes an aura before you determine its cost. Remember cards like Unflinching Courage and Gift of Orzhova? Imagine those cards, but costing 1 less each. Oh, also Glade Cover Scout is still in standard. Hexproof players out there, have fun with this. People are going to build aura decks. Born of the Gods is showing a clear focus on helping them. I'm sure this is just the first card of at least a few that will boost the power of aura-based strategies. I'm all excited about that hero card. I need to calm down, deep breaths. Okay. As if the hero wasn't awesome enough, Flame Wreathed Phoenix is a 2 colorless 2 red 3/3 flyer with Tribute 2. When it enters the battlefield, if Tribute wasn't paid, it gains haste, and whenever this creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. What a horrible choice! You either give your opponent a 5/5 flyer for 4, or a 3/3 flyer that keeps coming back. Tribute is great because it forces your opponent to make the decisions, but I hate both of these. I kind of feel violated a little. This card is amazing and limited and will for sure see play in Constructed. It's a mono red Phoenix. It'll see play. Mogis, God of Slaughter. He's menacing. 2 colorless, 1 black, and 1 red for a 7/5 indestructible legendary enchantment creature god. Just like a Pharaoh, if your devotion to both of his colors is less than 7, he isn't a creature. Also, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogis deals 2 damage to that player unless he or she sacrifices a creature. I knew Rakdos would be a thing, I knew it. Mogis is good. His ability isn't oppressive, but flooding the board with red and black mana symbols isn't that hard in a Rakdos aggro deck. He'll be a 7/5 indestructible monster in no time. Know what you don't want to do against a Rakdos aggro deck? Have to sacrifice creatures. This guy is just good. Not amazingly broken, but good. If today hadn't been exciting enough for you, we got our intro deck rares. Starting with white, as always, we have Silent Sentinel. 7 mana for a 4/6 flying Archon. Whenever it attacks, you return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Bomb and limited, but as most intro deck rares tend to be, probably unplayable in standard. The ability is awesome and relevant for sure, but expensive without much protection, unfortunately. Next, we have Arbiter of the Ideal. 6 mana for a 4/5 Flying Sphinx with Inspired. Whenever it untaps, reveal a top card of your library. If it's an artifact, creature, or land card, you may put it onto the battlefield with a manifestation counter on it. That permanent is an enchantment in addition to its other types. This card is pretty sweet. It isn't too expensive, so limited play is a guarantee. With all the scry in standard right now, the inspired ability can be abused. I want to like this Sphinx for constructed play for the sheer possible card advantage it provides, but I'm hesitant. Our black intro deck rare is Eater of Hope. Adorable name, by the way. For 7 mana, you get a 6/4 flying demon. You can pay 1 black and sacrifice another creature to regenerate him, or pay 3 and sacrifice 2 creatures to destroy target creature. I'm a little underwhelmed. You might have to go through a lot of creatures to keep this guy alive. Granted, his second ability might not be so bad if you have a ton of little stuff and you slay a Polukranos, but all in all, good for limited, not for constructed. Next, we have Forge Stoker Dragon, 6 mana for a 5/4 flyer. You can pay 2 mana to have the dragon deal 1 damage to target creature. In addition, that creature can't block this combat. Activate this ability only if the dragon is attacking. This card is good! 2 mana to erase something from combat is actually really strong. Of the intro deck rares we've seen so far, this is the most useful. If you untap with this guy, you have the potential to stop at least 3 creatures from blocking during combat. That's huge. This guy has some real upside. The last intro deck rare is Nessian Wild's Ravager. As you might have guessed, it's a Hydra. A 6 mana 6/6 with Tribute, 6 Hydra to be exact. When it enters the battlefield, if Tribute wasn't paid, you may have the Ravager fight another target creature. This is also really good. Your opponent has to face down a 12/12, or you basically get a free kill spell since 6/6 is pretty big. Obviously gonna see limited play for sure. Mono green decks are doing some crazy things lately, so I wouldn't count this out of a standard green deck, but it'll have to push Polukranos and Arbor Colossus out of those spots. So have fun with that. It's been an eventful day in the world of Born of the Gods spoilers. Do any of these cards excite you as much as Hero of Iroas excites me? Are you disappointed? Is this what you expected? Leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm always pumped to hear what you guys have to say. As always, subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Born of the Gods spoiler information you could ever need. This is the Mana Source. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.